every media is announcing about the miners, 4,000 miners, and the government won't do anything. What is actually happening there?
So, just to give a bit of contextual background, illegal mining is very rampant in South Africa, and it's been happening over a couple of years. And this is as a result of, migrants coming into the country, some illegally, to just come and find better opportunities. And what we do know is that there are thousands, if not hundreds, if not thousands of miners who are currently trapped underground in the mine, currently in the Northwest region. And then what we are seeing is that there is illegal mining that is happening as a result of no regulation and no sort of concrete measures to sort of, intervene in that space. And as part of this background and contextual analysis, is that what we do know is that illegal miners are migrants who are coming in from neighboring countries seeking for these economic opportunities by going into mines that were not properly rehabilitated or closed down. And they come in here digging for the last remaining part of the minerals. As you know, that South Africa is a mining country. And government has in the past attempted, Sasha, to fight illegal mining in the country, right? But those sort of efforts have not been concrete enough or been tough enough to sort of regulate the sector. So we were currently faced with a situation where it's a very pressing and complex matter of events that is currently happening. And I note that the mining activities that are currently happening are illegal. But when government is taking a back step and saying we will not provide food, we will not provide water, we will not provide the core necessities for the illegal miners to survive, that now quickly becomes a human rights violation.
It is a paradox between they didn't make the regulation and now they don't want to help. Is that right?
Yes, that is completely true, Sasha. It is a paradox. It is a paradox because now you've got people coming in mining illegally. But now, when you look back, where the concrete measures and steps that were taken to rehabilitate the mines, to sort of close down the mines, what was the legislation informed concretely enough? So we get that part, but now there's also the part where people are coming in seeking economic opportunities, and it speaks to the state of migration in the continent, because these are people that are coming in from neighboring countries seeking economic opportunities. So when the minister and the president comes out and says, "Listen, we will not be providing water and services for the people to survive," that is really, really, really bound by international human rights law to come in and intervene. Yes, it's illegal. Yes, these are criminals, but these are not just criminals. These are vulnerable people looking for economic opportunities. And right now, they are in a dire situation that needs concrete intervention.
And what can humanitarian organization do about that? I mean, do they contact the government? Can they provide help for miners, or what is going on now with humanitarian organizations?
So, Sasha, what is going on with humanitarian organizations that we are seeing them coming out and calling out the government for issuing such a bold statement saying that they will not be able to assist, which is good. But on a deeper level, I think we need human rights organizations and civil society, non-governmental organizations to come to the board and say, and call out government and ask for concrete policy reforms. I think that at the basic of it all, we need policy reforms that are concrete. Policy reforms as far as border control is controlled within the country, because that is also another complex and dynamic conversation altogether. And then when you cascade it down at the secondary level, now we need immediate emergency services and assistance and healthcare. And I think there's a critical role for humanitarian organizations to play in that regard. I mean, I was reading the article that we shared earlier on, and then I read that there was a decomposed body that was exhumed from the mine. And that is just really, really alarming. No human being deserves to live in those conditions with a decomposing body. And I think, thirdly, from the non-governmental organizations space and humanitarian organizations, we need them to document these human rights abuses and push for accountability We need for them to push for accountability at a state level, at an intergovernmental level, at an inter-stakeholder level. We need that dialogue to start happening immediately. And it's not just the miners' lives who are at risk. So what is happening, because I'm currently based in Soweto, we are close to a mining activity that is happening called Durban Deep. What is happening is that when they blast and they use this hazardous extraction methods, we are prone now to earth tremors because of this. You don't know when the next landslide is going to happen, and it's really, really concerning. So we need concrete interventions, if you really, really ask me at this point in time.
Did anyone talk with miners, and what kind of issues do they have at this moment?
So what we do know now is that they are, with them not being brought up to the surface, and with government saying we will not provide food, which is a stick in a rabbit, which is a carrot in a rabbit type of situation. But what we do know now is that they are exposed to toxic fumes. They are breathing in toxic fumes currently, where they're breathing in dust, they're breathing in, fumes from decomposed. So they make hydration. They do not have access to food. So there's also, they do not have access to proper sanitation, because I doubt there's even proper facilities where they are currently right now. So that is the dire situation that is happening right now. But we are also seeing the conversation being picked up on digital platforms and social media. We are seeing activists saying, you know what, we need concrete interventions. So this mixed dialogues, which is an interesting conundrum if you really look at it. There is mixed conversations and dialogue that are currently taking place. One from the leftist organizations saying, listen, government is finally taking a stand. But at the same time, we are seeing human rights organizations saying, you know what, we get the illegal activity, but we also are bound by international human rights law to act and intervene as a country. So if you think about it on a broader scale, there's diplomatic things, there's diplomatic issues now that are coming into play. There's inter-country and intergovernmental relations that are coming into play. How then do we deal with this? But also, does government have the necessary resource, labor-wise, to commit to the facing where the illegal miners are concerned? And if you think about it, at a scale at which illegal mining is costing the country, it's roughly around R1 billion in annual revenue that is just going out because of illegal activity that is happening in the mines. But now it also raises the concern for me. Who is funding these activities? Because it has to be funded some way. Who is funding these activities? What sort of private conversations are happening? Because government is concretely intervening, but we are not seeing the magnitude of its interventions as much as we are seeing police forces being deployed to the sites and whatnot. But somewhere, somehow, someone is calling the shots. We just need to have an in-depth investigation and a conversation around those issues. Who is funding these things? Where we know that it's R1 billion that we are losing annually because of this. How are these funds, misdirected out of the country? So there's a whole, so it's a network activity. If you really, really think about it and contextualize it in its full entirety, it's a network of activity that needs, close and concrete microscopic analysis to say what is going on. Where is the root cause of these things?
Thank you very much for your time.